Welcome to Josh's quarantine den. I was gonna do this show half naked, but Professor Finnie told me that wasn't gonna fly. So here we are. I hope you're all doing well. We're gonna look at leg kicks and some setups, and where I go from my punches to kicks, and then what happens after I throw that kick, and once I set it up. Okay, so we got about an 8-9 minute warm up, and then we'll go through some combinations, and then we're gonna change it a little bit. Okay, good to see you all. I hope you're doing well. Man, take care. Let's do it. Let's have a good look at that. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna go through some jumping jacks, and let's go open jacks. And cross jacks. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get into our favorite kind of V position here. Foot on the ground, legs up, hands up. I read one time that Bruce Lee got this position, could stay there for like half an hour. Pretty dope. And I want you to extend your legs. All right, turn around. I want you to get a plank position. Okay, and hang here for a moment. Give me a push-up. One more. Again. 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 And back up, roll right back into jumping jacks. And open. And cross. Okay. We're going to spend the next 30 seconds or so going through just a really smooth, kind of like a shadow boxing period. Hands up, chin down, eyes forward, step on everything. Nice and light, nice and clean. 30 seconds, go ahead. And we are going to get 2 more minutes here. We're going to get a little bit into, we're going to use the wall a little today with leg kicks, but we're going to go into almost a kind of a free floating style. I want you to think about this as we're kind of in the open here, and we use the wall a little bit for distance, but then we don't stay on it all day. Okay, let's get back into a plank position here as we finish warming up. And give me a push up. Again. Hold. Again. 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 Give me 2. Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm going to get my hip flexors warmed up a little bit. So I'm just go inside to outside. We're going to throw short kicks, right? Leg kicks. The beauty of these kicks is they don't take a lot of energy, but they can be really disruptive to our opponent, and they can help us set up other things too. Whenever somebody's giving you big forward pressure, leg kicks are great. A little bit of what they call like an oblique stomp or kick down. We can make this look the same a lot. So when we move through like a short deep, leg kick, stomp, kind of make it look the same. We can utilize this in conjunction and keep things disruptive for somebody who's giving us big forward pressure. Okay? Let's get into our first ideas here, right? So when we throw leg kicks, a lot of this is just about make sure you have enough space to see me. Hopefully you can hear me well. They're about nuanced angles. So sometimes we want to make big angles, and here in leg kicks, when we throw these short kicks, they're really about a nuanced angle, which means I don't have to make the big same huge open up that I do into a body kick or a head kick or otherwise, but it's a short angle, right? So first thing we're going to start with is our rear leg kick. So if we're in the same stance, meaning we're both orthodox and we're both southpaw, this is going to be really big for me, right? And now, if I'm in the same stance as they are, I can set this up easily off my jab and my rear kick. A lot of times when we throw body kicks or head kicks, right, when we're throwing them in the air, as we're doing now here in kind of a quarantine, right, is like I throw them and I want to get all the way around, right? But in general, in a pragmatic sense, when we throw a leg kick, the point of it is to be quick. It doesn't have to be high energy, doesn't have to be high risk, which matters. So when I throw this, we're going to start actually on the wall because it gives us some distance. And then we're going to turn all the way over, but it wouldn't be that way all the time, right? If I were just to throw that, especially that pendulum inside leg kick, which we'll get into, it wouldn't have to be an all the way turnaround like we would in a lot of the other kicks. So we're going to start here, I'm in my position, then throw a jab, boom. Make sure we're throwing everything right. We use that to set up the rear leg kick, right? And we'll go all around now because we're in free space. So I want you to, for about 30, 40 seconds here. We're just going to throw our jab, get nice and loose with it, and our rear leg behind it. All right, we're attacking that lead leg of my opponent if we're in the same stance. Jab. All right, jab. Jab. Turn all the way around on this one. If we're in free space, it's worth it. Real simple, right? Boom. We set them up. We get that hand going up, get that jab going upstairs. We get them thinking this in defense or a certain version of that, and then attack the leg. We do a little bit on the wall real quick, just to think about the distance and what that is. When you do it, I'm not really kicking the wall with my shin because of that. Because of the space. If you can do it, you have a bag at home, go for it. When I throw this though, I'm gonna throw this leg kick and point my toes up. So I kind of know the distance. I'd be kicking with my shin, right in this sweet spot of my shin, the baseball bat on my shin. And we'll just throw it here, a minute or so. Jab. I know that distance about what it is of where I'd want to kick. In this baseball bat, landing here on that IT band, maybe on the peroneal nerve, maybe behind the knee. Okay. Okay. So now let's start to open up the other side, right? So when we throw that rear leg kick against the lead leg of our opponent, if we're in the same side stance, or we step and we throw the pendulum kick to the inside leg of my opponent if we're in the same stance. So same stance is the same, doesn't matter, right? We're here. In this way, instead of throwing naturally off just a punch, we're already set up, my leg is open, we're gonna make this setup, we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna step through with my rear leg, and what they call a pendulum step. Step, this leg comes in, okay? So we do this a lot off jab, cross, hook, cross, and a follow. I like to follow a lot. You can do this sometimes off of a, like if I were to post and push and run, right into an inside leg kick, okay? But let's get the footwork right first. Okay. Hands up. I do this a lot. Like we like to do this off kind of our rear hand. We step through with it and go. But the footwork is we're getting our natural stance. This lead leg steps through. It doesn't have to step real big. I'm not extending hard. I don't have to go deep. I'm in my stance. I step through. Balance. I like to think of it as just stepping through into my opposite stance. If I would do this forever, it'd just be like this. Right? So let's think of it. Hopefully you can see my feet. My step, boom, go. This angle's a little different, right? It's almost like I'm coming up and out, like a golf swing. If anybody golfs, I'm not a very good golfer, but you swing up and out as opposed to down and arcing on that rear leg kick. So I want you to just ready for a minute or so here. Just get in our stance, step through, out. That's it, easy, right? Step through, out. Let's add our hands. Just add, as I mentioned, I'm going to throw a jab cross. Okay, jab cross step. When I step on this, I kind of cheat a little bit, so I will step through afterwards. Couple more. We'll try to kick that lead leg out. Okay. So let's work our distance a little bit. We're gonna go on the wall for a moment. We got our 45-degree wall here. Kind of sets us up a little bit. Again, when you kick, arc your feet. I'm not kicking the wall with my shin like I normally would. I'm just gonna post kind of where my foot would be to find my distance here, and we're doing a modified training for a few months, right? So here we are. I'll show it this way first. I'm gonna throw it off my cross. Cross. I'm stepping on everything. Everything's right here. Chin down, eyes forward. I throw my cross, and then right after that, I'll step through. Step. Go. Okay, let's get on the wall for a moment here. Jab cross. Step into the opposite and throw that kick. We're going to throw it around a little bit. I'm going to throw it. And I want you to spin this time as we get around here. So I'll throw, jab, cross, step. Okay. Jab, cross, step. All right. We're going to head up into this thigh. Ooh, that's where I want to be. Pick that leg up. you get them off balance, we're going to counter after that, right? Stretch. All right, we're going to get into some rounds here with the time that we have left, and we're going to go through kind of a series of what I would say, how I would use my hands to get into these leg kicks. Okay, so I'm going to back this up a little bit. Hopefully my basement's not too junky. Okay, man. So we're going to start off my jab. Okay, jab, just my jab, straight. Behind that jab is going to come that rear leg kick. What we really want is to kind of get him to get stuck for just a moment. Stuck, and we throw a leg kick. We're going to work through a couple of those ideas for the next few rounds, where I'll throw, and that's how we're going to start here. Okay, we'll go through a series of motions here, about a minute or so each. Jab, jab, with a leg kick, right? All right, let's change it up a little bit. Let's change the combination from a jab to a jab cross like we did on the wall. We're going to just add to it after this. We're going to add. So if I throw my jab cross, I used to try to step on that cross and cheat a little bit. It's possible, but I don't like that as much as I like now. Kind of, I found what works better for me is throw my jab cross, try to get them stuck up here. If I throw the jab cross, and I'll set that up like this, try to get them to get a little bit farther back and stuck. That's when I walk through the pendulum, kick through, okay? Let's work that a little bit. So we're gonna throw my jab cross, step through, throw that kick. Like I said before, there's an option here to throw that jab cross, keep that out there, post, and we'll show this at the end, kind of like our finale, right? Is to run through somebody and make a leg kick. So jab cross, step through, pendulum step. It opens my hip, right? You see my hip is open. If it wasn't, it'd be turned this way. My hip is open. But I want that kick to come. I'm going to back up a little bit. You can see. When I throw, boom, I'm open here. I throw that kick, bang. Okay, let's get about a minute here. Jab cross, throw, step through. Jab cross, step through. Go all around it. I've actually got things you can't see here, which repeating my go around, but if I were to make this full spin here, I'll be outside here. Row, step, okay, row, step. Okay, let's add to what we're doing. So now we're just gonna add really classic combinations. So if I put on my jab, put on my rear. I throw my jab cross, I step through, and throw the inside leg kick. Now we're going to throw the rear, but off an extended punch combination. So I'll throw my jab, cross, hook, rear. And why do we do this? Because we're set up mechanically to do so, right? So our mechanics are, now my body's coiled to throw. If I throw here, my body's set to throw. Let's go jab, cross, hook, rear leg kick. All right. About a minute here. This is really beautiful stuff, and in the sense that it's classic. You know, when I throw that hook, I don't care that much about the hook as much as I want that leg kick to land. The hook just gets them to get here, and then that leg kick can land. Jab, cross, hook. Right? We join the wall a couple times here. Just get our distance right. Okay, let's check the time and let's extend it, right? So, jab, cross, hook, rear, right? And if you notice, we're doing all this stuff generally, and this is really simple stuff off opposites. So if I throw my lead, pop, pop, lead, rear kick, lead, or jab, cross, I'm step through to go, right? So now we're just going to extend that combination and go instead of the jab, cross, hook, rear, jab, cross, hook, cross, step through. Just like we did before. Jab, cross, hook, cross, step, go. Okay, same thing. 1 minute. Right. Okay.
Oh, they did not notice? Nice.
Okay. So let's talk about different ideas now. A couple ideas. The first is the post. okay? And I like to call it like a follow, okay? So you can do this in two ways. The first part would be to post off the jab. Post or throw, post, kick. The second would be off the cross, right? So I would throw, leave my cross out there, step through. Both of these techniques are kind of like almost like a run through technique or like a charging technique. So it's like if I was to push through somebody's defenses and just attack, right? A lot of times as people start to defense, they will move backwards. As they move backwards, and they move backwards in a linear way, not a lateral way. Like if I were to move backwards and get out, move backwards and get out, that's different, right? That's the smarter way to go. Most people move back linearly, and that's a pretty natural way. They want to run back out of harm's way, and then that leg kick is available because as you get back, the leg is light. And you always have the option to kick that. That's a great finish and a great way to get people on their toes and then worried. You know, then we throw something different. So let's talk first about the lead, right? Attack the lead leg. So if I throw the jab or post or push and then throw that leg kick, right? We'll rock that a couple times. So I want you to throw the jab, push, kick. Okay, throw the jab, push, kick. And that push could be just like a center push, center punch. Sometimes we just get your hand in their face matters. Because when people get this way for just a moment, we call it getting stuck there. You have a great opportunity to land and then get out clean. It's free shot, right? Now let's work on the other side of that, which is off my cross. For me, this is what I prefer. To do something like this. Throw the jab cross, and then throw it again. But this time, I'm going to leave that cross out there. I'll show you a couple ideas here. So if I throw the jab cross, I get them to see it. I get them to think about it. Maybe I land it, but I land it on their gloves. They're not worried about it, right? That's a great way to set them up. It matters. So I throw. Then when I throw again, this time I keep my cross out. And I want to roll over to protect my chin when I throw this, so I'm not like this, but here. And I want to push. Okay? So funny, like we teach fighting in all kinds of ways at the academy, right? But like, man, almost nobody teaches just to push somebody, and to, you know, the push has so much value. It's funny, just to like push and off balance people is really relevant in fighting because it's there a lot more than you think it is. So I throw my jab cross. Now when I throw it again, they've seen it, but this time I'm going to charge them. Yeah, I'm going to call it a bully rush. Okay, so jab cross, jab, push. This stays out here. When I do this, I'm going to pendulum step like we were with my rear kick. What follows is this kick. Okay, I'll do that a couple times. I hope you can see angle-wise what I'm looking at. And let me do it straight on. I'll do it to the side. Jab cross. Jab cross. I'm pushing on their chest generally, on their chest, right into this area. That means I'm wanting them to get backwards. I'm going to follow with my rear leg stepping through and kick. Make sense? Let's do a moment here. jab cross, jab, push. Right, I want to kind of like feel okay about what I'm throwing and then step back and get going backwards. And then that kick comes off the end, okay? Okay. All right. Let's talk about another idea here. And this will be kind of the end of what we do today for this, I think. But actually, we'll do two more things. The first is start to use this stuff as like the low kick, leg kick is a gloriously like probing tool, okay? So when I want to throw, sometimes we'll throw it like a quarter speed or a quarter distance, right? Whether I'm throwing the rear or the lead. And the point is that I'll throw and I'll just kind of get them, see what they do. A lot of times people will change the distance. A lot of times people will rush you. A lot of times people will back up big. Okay. If they start to do this, they'll kind of know about where their defense level is at. So if they back up big, like that means a lot of, I would institute or start to maybe try the bully rush we just did, right? Row, they back up, follow, boom. Okay. Now we're gonna probe, right? So there's so many coaches in our school that are really good at this, and they'll start to throw this kick low, but then what they really want is for you to defend it and or change distance and then throw another kick off it. This is why the value of the pop, 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 like with these exercises we do constantly in class matters, right? If I were just row, 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 because these kicks come right after one another. So when you throw a little probing kick, bang, what you're really gonna do is step back, next comes body kick, bang, bang, right? So we get them to think about this, boom, boom. Same thing if we go into the inside leg, switch, inside leg, or to body, excuse me. Throw, little probe, boom. Okay? So these are ideas to think about. So the last thing I'm going to tell you about, which I really like and have felt like I can incorporate it into my own game pretty well here, is to fake the leg kick and then throw my leg kick again. But what I want to do is teach them my leg kick. Okay? Like we talk about advanced fighting, you teach them the leg kick, your leg kick, let them defend it, and then what happens afterwards. So if I throw my jab, I throw my hook, naturally I'm set up for the leg kick, right? Okay. So now I set this up a lot off my front jab. I throw my jab, boom, and I'll double it. They already have seen the leg kick. They're a little bit wary of the leg kick. They've been defending it here. They're starting to pick up. When somebody picks up, they've got their weight here on their base leg, right? My front leg gets up. I don't move dynamically well this way. So what I want to do is use my double jab fake the leg kick, and then throw it again, like this. So by double jab, I mean like I'll step on it like this. Step, step. Step. Here's a couple, just go with me for a moment. Step, step. Step, step. I try to land this lead leg lands when my jab hand lands. Step, step. Step, step. And what they'll start to do is they want to protect themselves from the leg kick that I've already thrown. But I'm going to throw it behind, not at this leg, this leg. So it looks like this. Step, step. They end up doing this situation. And then I want to kick this leg through. Okay? This is the last part of what we're going to do tonight. So we've set up the leg kick, set up, boom, set up, jab, set up, right, cross, hook, set up. Then we get them to think about defending that lead leg kick. What do? We go to the rear leg, and that means that I need to close the distance quite a bit on them through my jab, jab, step, and then throw that leg kick, and I throw it pretty big when I throw it, pretty hard, because I want to power through that lead leg and into that rear leg. So it looks kind of like this. Step, step. Step, step. Right? And generally they start to get up, they start to get gear, or they know how to defend it because we taught them how to defend it, right? But now they're back on a posting leg. So this leg is, we can attack, right? Oh, so we can buckle that posting leg. Let me check my time there real quick. Okay. Let's go about 30 seconds. Jab, jab. And I want you to kick through. Imagine we're kicking through our opponent. We've already taught them that leg kick. They want to defend it, but they're on one post or one leg, right? So here we go. Go. This is just about your footwork. Make sure each jab hand lands the foot. Right? Let's do it a couple times. For like a minute here. Cut through. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope we did kind of a well-rounded idea about leg kicks today. Just to finish, leg kicks, like I said in the beginning, they're about subtlety and nuance of angles. And people's legs are not straight, right? We're not live straight. So make sure we make that angle when we throw the kick. On this lead leg, onto that, IT band here. It's a real arcing down. When we throw that inside leg kick, to step through, up, right? Different angle. Try to think about things in that way. And our options can change. Somebody said to me once, like, finishing every combination with a leg kick, is a great way to get people to be stuck, to be nervous, to be trying to defend everything. And you should use your hands to set up your leg kicks and your leg kicks to set up your hands. And that's a good way to think about things. Is if you're successful with your leg kicks and doing really well, maybe you want to start showing something else with your hands. You're maybe having a hard time getting in with your hands. You're somebody's real aggressive. These leg kicks can really start to stop somebody in their forward pressure. Okay? I hope you're all doing well. Make sure you take care of yourselves during this time. Try to try to come out the other side better than we went in, emotionally, intellectually, and physically, hopefully. So appreciate it. Take care of yourselves.